Thank you. Man, you guys are awesome. Man, that was sick. Everybody having fun? Oh man, we are having the time of our life. Thank you so much. We're going to give you guys an opportunity to take a quick breather here. I'm going to pass the microphone off to our drummer, Steve Righteous. He's going to share a word of encouragement with you as it's become custom. This man's back here just making it go around, and he's got something to say too. Not only can he kick these drums like no tomorrow, but this man's got a giant heart for Jesus, and I just respect him so much. I just love to hear what he's got to say. I hope you enjoy it.
You guys are awesome. This is insane, man. This is so fun. Thank you guys. Just as we've been here in the last day and a half, just getting to talk to so many of you, meet so many new people, this has been really unique. It's been super humbling. Just to see how many of you are here, seeking the Lord, proclaiming the gospel, being bold in your faith. You know, hearing the testimonies from so many of you who have come from backgrounds that many of us have come from, seeing Jesus come in and just smash addiction and, you know, these past lives, and seeing the flesh just destroyed and seeing a new life and freedom in Christ. Chains Unchained, I mean, this festival really lives up to that name. I just honor you guys. I honor everyone that's put this on and that keeps it going. Seriously, it's super humbling. Thank you guys. I mean, this is just a privilege to get to play. So, had a really good conversation this morning. We stayed with Dan. We just had some awesome conversation, and so I was just going to share a little bit of what we were talking about, just because that's always on my heart. But it's just about intimacy with the Lord. This next song we're going to play is called Audacity to Inspire, and it's about being bold in your faith, about being bold with the gospel, and dying to live, you know, just laying down your life to live for Christ. There's no greater fulfillment. You know, we feel like we have to give all this stuff up and pay this price for it. It's not a price. You know, those of us who have continually stepped into it more and more, we see that revelation. It's like, it's not a great price to pay. We're laying down nothing for everything. But I would just encourage you guys, this is something the Lord's laid on my heart the last 3 or 4 years. You know, I was fortunate to grow up in a really good, solid home, had a Christian background, walked away from it for a good period of time like many of us do. But in the last few years, just seeking the Lord, you know, I started realizing, like, I don't understand two major things. I don't understand what it means to hear from the Lord, and I don't understand what it means to love God. And when I say that, I mean, like, I know you're supposed to, and there's plenty of times where I've read the Bible and something's spoken to me, but it didn't seem like a regular occurrence. It didn't seem like something that was personal to me, and I just pressed into that for a long period of time, and everything started to change. You know, it went from just being this average, lackadaisical, quote-unquote Christian to actually seeing my life transform and seeing addictions disappear and see freedom come about in those areas and see the Lord work in other miraculous ways, stuff that I always thought I believed until I actually saw it, and then it just blew my mind, you know. So with that though, loving God was the other thing. Like, I know I'm supposed to love God, I know I'm supposed to love Him for what He's done for me, but I couldn't I was trying to wrap my carnal mind around that, and it wasn't working. But I just started to kind of fake it, essentially. Like, all right, in my prayer life, I'm just going to tell God I love Him. I'm just going to constantly, that's going to be part of my natural outflow. I love you, Lord. I love you, Jesus. Holy Spirit, I love you. And it was so awkward at first. But, you know, you just fake it till you make it. And the Lord is so gracious. You know, He gives you the capacity to do that in the first place. The whole purpose of His death and resurrection was to get sin out of the way. But there's a greater why for that, and it's because He wants to restore relationship. That's the whole point. We're supposed to be walking in relationship with Him, and that's where the fruit flows from. That's where, you know, doing good works for the Lord, it comes from the outflow of communion with Him. That's everything. Everything else is secondary, and it flows out of that. If we try to get everything right, we're just spending all our time trying to play whack-a-mole with all the things that we need to do and the things that we need to keep beat back out of our lives. We need to press into Jesus 100%. Everything else is fruit from there. So if I could encourage you guys with that, go home, set aside time. Maybe it's in the morning, maybe it's 15 minutes, maybe it's 20 minutes, and just sit down. You know, it's good to read the Word, but I think it's also good to just sit there and say, Lord, speak to my heart. What do you want to speak to my heart today? You might not hear it in that moment. You might not hear it the rest of that day. It might show up when you read the Word later. It might show up in something somebody says to you, but keep pressing into that and don't give up until you start to see that change, because it will completely transform you. It will radically transform your relationship with Jesus, your relationship with your family, your friends, how you interact, your aggression with the gospel. I shouldn't say aggression maybe, but you know, your just that desire to see people saved, that reality of that. So that's my encouragement to you. I'll keep it at that. Love you guys. This has been so awesome. I'm so humbled by so many of you guys and what you said up here. You know, I'm like, I'm not crying. I'm just really sweaty. It's just awesome. So I appreciate you guys so much.